Hi guys, welcome to my niece TV Zealots. My name is Denise and my partner in crime is Mary. Mary, say hi.
Hi.
So tonight we're doing Star Trek Discovery episode 3. I was trying to watch the episode with my CBS All Access. Kept acting up.
Mhm.
So I have effectively seen the opening scene.
Which was great.
Where you know what I was excited about that because man, it's high suspense, like it's intense. Like I need to know what's happening. CBS All Access. Anyway, it opens up with Michael and some other prisoners on this spaceship, and they start seeing this bacteria forming on the windows, and she quickly deduces that it's these power draining bacteria or something or other, and it's about to just drain the ship of all its power, and they're going to go down and drift until they run out of oxygen and die. So I'm just like, oh my God, this is not
Yes.
what is going to happen. Please no, Lord Jesus. And so they get sucked up by another vessel, and that is where I am. CBS All
Oh,
Access.
yeah. Again, bad move, CBS, for putting this great show only online. Shame on you. But yeah, we're watching it because we love Star Trek, and we love Saniqua Morena. Anyway, that's gonna be my new theme song for her. Thank you. But anyway, like Denise said, they get pulled in by a tractor beam from another ship called the Discovery. Star Trek Discover. Okay.
Yes. Well, I didn't know that part because CBS All Access.
So
Okay, go ahead.
no, they deserve this drag, but I'm telling you, this episode is Emmy worthy. Okay, so they get pulled in. Those little things, they kind of just call them bugs through the episode, but they're like a little bacteria that kind of is alive and they just seek power. Anyway, and so they get pulled in by the vessel and they're lined up, and she's like, oh, well, I guess there's all kind of space garbage floating around, and she's like, I guess we'll find a place for y'all in the brig. And she's like, except you, the captain wants to see you. And I'm like, they're gonna take Michael, they're gonna do terrible things to her. So they take her to see the captain, and he's like, well, look, while we're all kind of stuck here together, you're welcome for saving you, by the way. And Michael's like, I would have preferred to die than live the rest of my life in jail, thanks. But he's like, I'm going to put you in engineering because we have a problem. And she's like, what's going on? And he's like, just follow orders and shut up. And I'm like, okay,
So
so
is this the guy that I'm seeing online? People are like, oh my God, I'm already shipping them.
oh God, I hope not.
Oh,
But
maybe not. Maybe it was somebody else. I haven't seen the episode. CBS
but
All Access.
but probably. I'm not a shipper, so
Yeah, I know, but I would have knew if I would have seen it.
yeah. Any
I'm upset. Can you tell? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mary. Go ahead. I'm gonna have to
so
cut this out.
so the lady who the first person that they met on the ship, she's the security officer. So she's kind of like, all right, let's take the trash, let's take the animals to go eat. So they bring them into the mess hall, and the other prisoners are kind of like, so you said that you caused 8,186 deaths. How about we make it 8,187? And so they're trying to fight her, and she just like bam, 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 bam. She knocks them all out. It was beautiful.
Yes.
So they go on and confine her to quarters because they're like, you're just going to kill everybody. So stay in here until it's time for you to go to work. She goes to work, and the main engineer, I'm so excited, is Mark from Rent. He's amazing. He's aged a bit, but beautiful. Um, and he's like, I need you to work these equations out for me and bring them back. And so she's kind of looking through it and she's like, some of these are biology and some of these are chemistry and some of these are physics. And he's like, treat them all the same. And she's like, what are we doing with biological fungi in physics? And he's like, stop asking questions. And so I'm kind of starting to put two and two together. And he comes out of this super secret room where you have to have a like a breath test to get in, and he brushes off something like white off of his shoulder, and it was a bug. And I'm like, ah! So they're responsible for the bugs on their shuttle that got them shut down.
Yeah.
So she gets a new roommate, this squeaky little redhead, and she's just like, I talk when I'm nervous. I'm excited that I have a roommate. I'm really great. Oh my God. And then she realizes that, she caused the Klingon War, and she's like, well, I guess I can still try to be your friend. Oh my God. And so, yeah, she's just like that. I'm not kidding. And she's the cutest thing ever. And so they go to sleep, and Michael gets up and takes this cloth and puts it under her roommate while her roommate's snoring, and goes into the secret compartment and uses the cloth as the breath test to go inside and see what the engineer was hiding. And it was all the bugs. They're growing them. And so they come up on one of their sister vessels the next day, and it's the engineer's friend. They used to work together, and they're working on the same project, except theirs went terribly wrong, and all the power was out of their ship, and every single crew member was horribly, horribly mangled. Like, this is like trigger warning disgustingness, okay? So they're going through the ship, and then they find Klingons, and it turns out that the Klingons were just there to scavenge and like to take some stuff, but turns out they were also killed. But it doesn't look like the scientific deaths that the original crew died of. It looked like we were savage, like clawing and biting.
Ooh.
And so they're like, what could bite through or claw through Klingon armor? And then you see this gigantic monster come through.
Girl.
With like one eye and like a pincher. This thing is huge. It was, oh my gosh. And so they're all kind of like looking around, and Michael's like, run. And so they all run. And so they make it to their main engineering. And so they're trying to scavenge what they can and how they mess things up. And, Michael's like, I can help you if you tell me what's going on. And, they're slowly starting to trust her. And it turns out that the engineer does not trust the captain because the captain is a warmonger. And then, and so he's trying to keep some of it private. And that's why there are mistakes, because he can't tell everybody everything. And so then the monster, he's back clawing through the big heavy doors. And so Michael is like, you guys go, I'm going to distract him. So she opens the doors and gets the monster to chase her, and the rest of them go to their shuttle to get back to the Discovery. And she goes up in the Jeffries tube. It's like the ladder. And so she's getting it to climb up, and she's going through because she can see that the shuttle is right beneath her. And so all the while, to keep her going, she's quoting Alice in Wonderland. And it was really like a very strange moment, but I think it really fit. And so she calls him, she's like, open the hatch. And they're like, what? And she's just like, just open it. And then she like drops through, and they open it just in time, and she falls into the shuttle, and they get out of there. And so then at the end, the prisoners that she was with, they have a new vessel. They're about to leave. And the captain calls her in and says, you can leave on this vessel and go back to the next prison where you were originally supposed to go before, your ship died. And she was like, yeah, I like to do that. And he's like, well, I'd also like you to stay with us. Like, you're the smartest mind. You're the best officer, up until you weren't. The science officer from the first episode, the old ship, who had the super skinny, super tall, who could sense death. He is the first officer on the Discovery.
Oh, okay.
So she kind of wants to stay around with him, but she kind of doesn't because, they have a history and he kind of hates her still for letting Michelle Yeoh die. And she's like, okay, I'll stay on, because she kind of really just wants to see what they're going to do with this weapon. And he's like, I'm an explorer at heart. Like, this can, take us light years in a matter of seconds. And, he's like, this is really going to be a great technology. And, yes, I like war, but also I like, what Starfleet is all about. And so he kind of talks her into it. And she's like, okay, I'll stay. And then right before the episode ends, he goes up into the side of his room and he says, here, kitty, kitty. And the monster comes up to the glass. So that was his pet. And I'm just sitting here like,
shut the noise.
Mama. It was a really great episode. I highly suggest you watch it. I don't know how, because I don't want you to give any money to CBS, but hey, give it to CBS and watch this episode because it's great. But I hope that makes sense.
I mean, just make sure it works after you gave your money.
It was really good. I mean, this show just every episode gets better and better, and it's just depressing that CBS won't put it on TV. Kind of upset by that. But it's so good, y'all.
I kind of want to know who this Boo is, but actually, I'm really interested in the episode. Like, everything you said sounds totally interesting, and like I would just love it and eat it up. It would just be so good.
Yeah, watch it twice.
I'm gonna restart my phone and stuff and see if it works better. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's it for me, guys.
Okay, guys. I mean, if you're watching along with us and you have some things to say, maybe we left something out, or Mary left something out. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Or you just feel my pain. Maybe CBS All Access is doing you the same dirty way.
Come on, preach.
Comment below. Tell us all about it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night. Bye.